Hey everybody, welcome back. We're back in BeamNG.Drive. We are not doing a tough car challenge today, but we are discussing the tough car challenge. We're right now sitting at the pit area for the good old rallycross track on the revamped industrial map. And we are in, I believe it was the season 1 winner of the tough car challenge, the Ibishu Hopper. Now, this particular hopper has been modified a little bit, which we will discuss. We will get there, as well as But before we discuss that, we're going to discuss this because this is going to be a new addition to uh, the challenge. This is an endurance heads-up display mod from the forums. Link will be in the description, and essentially, it shows information. I mean, what else is there to say? You have your speed, your current speed, your top speed, your current the current gear, the transmission, and RPM. Right now, whoa, hello, checker, just lost its shit there. As you can tell, the hopper's turned off, so it is a 0. Current engine oil and water temperature. One thing I don't like is how they did it here. It's like they did metric imperial. They could have done metric imperial here, and it would have been a lot easier to read. With these two being swapped like this, it's kind of I'm not that fond of it, but it still works. You also have, if you're doing off-roading, a pitch and roll meter there, total distance driven, as well as your estimated range, and the current fuel level of the tank in the economy the vehicle is getting. Two additional things which I quite frankly don't care that much about is the structure uh, and suspension damage on the vehicle. So the beam damage the structure in the, I believe, torsion bars for the suspension. I don't particularly care about that. And then we have these street credit points. They it's the If I remember correctly, the author did it as some sort of homage to the Test Drive Unlimited games, to where you could do stunts and do stuff and get money. But in BeamNG, they are as useful as the points that you would receive if you were on Whose Line Is It Anyway, which essentially means the points are useless. So you'll be seeing the display in this formation. Um, so with that being said, let's go ahead get our hopper started. All right. My shifter's been acting weird recently. Like, it's in neutral right now, and it says I'm in first. There we go. Weird. I wonder if it's just because my G27 shifter is getting old. Anyway, let's get going and let's talk about the tough car challenge. We're gonna go ahead and start with the season 2 track, so the track we all know and love. So here we go. So back earlier this year, I had the full intention of starting season 3, and I actually started season 3 on the automation on it course on two of the off-road and on an off-road and a rally track. Combined them, as well as use the road that goes between them, and I recorded 3 videos. And honestly, none of them met my quality standards. So I'll record the video, inspect the video before I throw it in my editing software, because the last thing I want to do is to get to my last clip that I absolutely need, and there's a problem with it, and it's non-recoverable. That means all the work I just put in is gone. Anyway, edited it, render it, then watch it like a day or so later, just so it's out of my mind. It's like I'm almost like I don't what watching it for the first time type of deal. And honestly, none of them I felt were good enough for me to put on YouTube, so they never made it out. This happens occasionally. I mean, this is like the 10th, 12th time I've actually recorded this video because, quite frankly, I'd watch it. I do it all in one take, and I just end up saying, nah, I'm just gonna redo it here and there and so on and so forth. But anywho, so that was kind of one of the factors that actually made me take my leave because it's like it was like 3 videos in a row that this occurred. So it's like that was one of the reasons I stepped away. But while I was gone, I got to thinking, what if instead of going to another track, we expand the Tough Car Challenge? We make the Tough Car Challenge itself and turn it into an endurance challenge of sorts, a multi-event endurance challenge, starting with, and actually I'm going to go back to the starting line. Starting with starting with, it would either be the starting event or the ending event would be the good old Tough Car Challenge track as we know it. Now, and I back up all the way here and I get to right where I was going with it. What I can do with the track is one of two things. This inner loop, the front loop, I'm not going to change. I like the way it works. I've played around with going the opposite direction, and while it does add some danger with that first corner going through the pits, you'd have to go right and then hook left. Hitting that really could do something interesting to a car, but I was not fond of it. So that brings me back to the back loop, which we've been going to the right for Season 2. Well, we're going to go ahead and go to the left here, which is what we did during Season 1 on the old version of this track. We still have the jump. We still have a barrier there. And I think, in all honesty, this might be the way to go, is come back to the original way. I'm not sure yet. I have to think about it a little bit more. But actually, enough about this track. Actually, no, I'm not done talking about the track. One thing that they added, and I'm gonna drive through it, going back, is this little Joker section right here. And there's there's 2 different ways I could hit it. Obviously, coming down the Widowmaker, just keep turning to the left and hook through it. I think it adds a little bit of complexity, but also at the same time, I kind of like the Widowmaker how it is. So the other idea, and we're pulling back into the pits here. And this is the way I think if we do incorporate it at all, it will be this way. And I didn't even touch the shifter. Come on, there we go. Wow, it's completely reversed. There we go. Would be going this way and up. It kind of it might make it a little bit harder for the vehicles that are underpowered. It might not. I don't know. I might not even decide to go. I might decide it's not worth it because I have to take vehicles that are far bigger than the little Hopper Classic and take it through. Now, the Classic. Now we're going to talk about a couple mods here while we're driving. I'm actually going to go ahead and stop it real quick. Set my parking brake, and we're going to hop out of our Hopper here. And well, what you see is originally the Hopper did not come with the roll cage, the Classic, I should say. The other Hoppers have one, the Classic did not. While for the for the Enduro Challenge, any vehicle that has the capability of having a roll cage or roll bar will have one installed, and it will have a racing driver's seat. It's for, I know it's a video game, for quote unquote safety, kind of make it oops, sorry, I just nailed the mic. might make it a little bit more, add a little bit more realism. Like before, it's just some knucklehead sitting at that, say, hey, look at me, I'm driving around as fast as I can. Oh! And then I crash the car in a very amusing and interesting fashion. Well, I want to try to make this a touch more realistic. So I think that will, a little bit, as well as it will, on certain vehicles, help protect the driver area a little bit. So if it does get crunched to the point where maybe I can't see out, I'm not like contorting myself or doing something weird with the camera to see out of the vehicle. So it'll just be a racing seat and a roll cage. Now, granted, there are some vehicles, the Civetta Bolide, for example, don't have a roll cage available. Then I'll just put the racing seat in, go ham, have fun. And if it crashes, it crashes. So now that I showed you that, I will hop back in the car here. I'm going to turn my track IR on. That's one thing that will also be going, is I'm going to try to have the track IR on. I have a better clip than the one I was using, and I think that I'll end up having the track IR on more. I'm going to go this way, drive through different areas. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm trying to keep an eye on how long I've been recording, because I don't want to really yammer on and have this like a 20-30 minute long video. But knowing my luck, it will be that anyway, because I am good at just going and going and going. I don't know which way I want to go. I'm going to go this way. Don't know where I'm going. All I know is I'm going this way. Ooh, gotta be careful. There we go. Is there an exit this way at all? Okay. Oh, there's one. Alright, so the idea is the Tough Car Challenge will kind of morph into an endurance challenge. It'll be about 2 or 3 events. Honestly, I say 2 or 3. It'll most likely be 3 or 4. So we're going to go with 3 or 4. It'll be about 3 or 4 events across multiple maps. So obviously, we're going to be doing something on the industrial map, because we're going to be using the old Tough Car Challenge test track. But maybe we'll have some sort of outer run here where the vehicles could really get up to speed. I mean, because I don't think I really got above 50, 60 miles an hour in certain vehicles on the track. On some of these straightaways, it's smooth. I could do that. I would just have to remember to slow down to make these corners. And this road has its own quirks to it as well. We'll see here in a minute. So, I mean, maybe this might be a good thing to do. But I'm also thinking of maybe we will do one of the 2 courses on the automation track. Maybe. I don't know. But one map, I should say, instead of track, one map that I'm really thinking we're going to include something is Crash Hard's map. He has 2 maps. The first map is the one where I did this is the section I was talking about. This could tear the living daylights out of a car. Where the first one is where I did my disappearance series. And that maybe that might be something I might use. I don't think I will use that map really, but he has a second map which I have messed around in, and for a while I was actually thinking about redoing season 3, but using one of that course. But I also thought that course I never got AV. I ran about 4 or 5 different cars. None of them survived a lap. So I think that might be one of those things to where it might be one of those things, just how far can it go before I die, and I use the distance as a metric. Don't know. But that's one thing I am going to spend part of December doing, because season 3 is going to restart. Since I don't think I ever really put a vehicle on the scoreboard, I'm going to just wipe it away and reset. The videos will still be there, but quite frankly, it's a wash. So so December, I'm gonna kind of finalize the details, uh, scoring, how scoring will work. I have a couple ideas. I don't want to share them yet until I kind of get them hammered out. But figure out scoring, figure out the order of the tracks, and figure out some rules. Because I am gonna tweak some of the rules, as you can tell. We're in a modified vehicle, and I always just chose a stock vehicle, a stock configuration, I should say. Um, but with that being said, I think that's going to be it for this video. Uh, I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Um, if you are an old sub watching this, thanks for sticking around. I know I disappeared for a while. Uh, I'm not really going to go much more into details than I already have. Blame the current and blame 2020 for being 2020. I think it's just safe enough to say that 2020 sucked. Uh, so let's leave it at that. Thank you for sticking around. It does mean a lot. Um, and well, again, thanks for watching. And until next time, guys, have a good one.